podcast 2:30 right on time, just like everybody was expecting.
We just always blame Tim. Just blame Tim. Tim just showed up.
Yeah. Tim's a busy guy.
Tim is a busy guy.
Yeah, I just showed up. That was good though.
That's good.
We're good. And we have 3 viewers, so I mean that's fantastic. So
yeah,
hey, you know what?
Really
That's
nailed it in the new season.
Welcome to 2026, our first show of the year.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start off with a bang. With the plethora of questions that we have from you guys. Thanks, everybody. If you have questions, send them in.
yeah, put them in the chat. Obviously, have to be appropriate, but
Ish.
put them in the chat.
Ish.
A lazy debate night, essentially.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Do we want to banter before we get into the
Yeah, let's
questions,
banter a little bit.
What are we going to banter about?
Well, I mean, like, what an off season the Blue Jays are having.
Except they haven't signed the one guy that we need them to sign.
We need
Bichette.
one of them. We need one of them. We need one of them. Now, at the end of the day, I think Bichette is probably the better fit for the team at the moment because, you know, we have a spot for him, obviously. But getting Kyle Tucker would be great, too. But where do you put Kyle Tucker?
You put him in the outfield.
Well,
Right. So yeah. So then we have a plethora of outfielders, right?
Somebody will get injured at some point. I mean, it's going to be okay.
I think Schneider is. You put like Tucker in like right field, Varsho in center. You're gonna have Santander. You'll probably have to move him to left, and then Schneider's like the odd guy out. He'll be platooning with Ernie if Ernie is playing second.
I think you put.
You're right. You're right. Barger should be right field. So I think like we got at
I
that
think
point.
you
If
put
we
Tucker
get
in
Tucker,
left. You put Tucker in left. You put Santander in right, and then honestly,
Barger in center.
yeah. Where does
Barger's going to honestly? I can see them rotating. Barger playing third one day if Bichette's not there, right? And then he can play the outfield one day, right? Santander DHing, and maybe
we just have a full-time third baseman now.
Yes, exactly. So like at the end of the day, like I think you gotta try to move Santander. I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
I think you gotta move Santander, or you gotta try to move Schneider because he is movable. It's tough.
Santander, worst player of 2025. So like,
Yes.
probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But who's gonna take him?
Santander to me is an off-season signing still. I don't think they had enough things in there. So for him to come back and all of a sudden he hits the 30 home runs and we're laughing, I think you'll see somebody like, I know in the playoffs you need like a Miles Straw, but in the regular season you don't, right?
What about Nathan Lucas, Tim?
Nathan Lucas could be out too, right?
Yeah.
Lucas is great, but I just think that you're going to have. Well, I think Lucas stays because he's a left-handed bat. I can see Schneider leaving because he's a right-handed bat, right?
And that's where Tucker's a benefit to us having a left-handed bat. But
yeah, hard to throw away a career 320 hitter. Like Bichette we have to sign Bichette. It shows up everything.
And my God, I want Bichette to sign. And my God, I want Bichette to sign, but I also have a really good suspicion that he might not sign, right? And I think it's going to.
Yeah, I think we're at the point where we're going to get one of the two, and I think Bo is the better fit for us, but I think Tucker is the guy we get.
Yeah,
that's
the Mets are offering $500 million for Tucker.
No, $50 million for $50 million 3 years, $150 million for 3 years.
Oh, I thought it was for 10. Yeah.
No. There was a short-term 3-year deal, and he's looking for long-term. So.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see on that aspect.
I just I can't see Bichette wanting to leave after seeing what they did in the offseason. Like, you gotta think that team's going back to the World Series in the next couple of years, right?
Yeah. But money talks, and then with the Phillies, he can play short, right?
Playing short is the only way he's going to get the bag that he wants, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not going to make the money he wants playing second base.
No.
He's not going to be the first $300 million second baseman.
But the Phillies also have an issue too, right? Because you're going to have Alex Baum at third, and he will have to leave in order to move, I think, Bryson Scott or whoever is short to third, right? So for Bichette. So there's still got some working room in there. Of course, the Dodgers, honestly, can feed him the bag, and Mookie moves to second. That's where his original spot was. So that would make some sense there. We'll see how it'll work.
But it's been a fun offseason.
Mookie's out winning 10-pin bowling tournaments. Like, I think his baseball career is over with. Look how bad he was in playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, he got paid. So, but I mean, like, I think that I think those are the and then the Red Sox. You never know what the Red Sox are going to do. They threw some money out today, but
out of all the years that I've watched sports, this is my favorite year in an off season for anything because, man, have we. When was the last time that Toronto was setting the market and Toronto was the aggressive team? Like, it's just, you just don't, like, I haven't had a team do that in my lifetime. And it's just like, boom, we're going to get that guy. We're going to get that guy. And we're not going to fuck around. This is what you want. This is what you get. Done. See you later.
1989 would have been the last time Toronto Blue Jays were in a buying market.
It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome to see. So it's been exciting. I mean, baseball season basically just finished, and it's been super fun just to follow the off season. You know.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Tim would know. Tim was there. 1989.
Tim would know for sure.
Oh yeah, I was 18 months old.
He's talking
Hooper.
Come on, man.
Well, yeah, Hooper's old. Yeah, you're right.
Tim.
Well, I mean, it'd be against me for lying. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's some good banter. Let's move on to some questions from the audience. Mr. Scaletta has been throwing out a couple dart questions, so let's hit it. Who do we think is the best darts player out of the three of us?
Kerry.
How do you know that? Have you ever thrown darts?
I can tell you.
I just have this image of you playing in a garage for while hammered in the wonk for while growing up. So I feel like you've played more darts than the rest. It's just a feeling, but it just feels like something from the wonk.
I've definitely played more beer darts than I have actual darts.
I'm good at beer darts. I'm good at beer darts. I ain't good at regular darts. Because with beer darts, you can just huck it, right? You can just,
and you're like 25 feet away. Like, I don't know, an 8 foot. Is it 8 feet from a dartboard?
I couldn't even tell you.
I don't really know.
But here's my dilemma. I've always had some adult beverages when I played darts, right? And the pastime of lawn darts, the pastime of beer darts, and then the regular darts. And regular darts, sometimes I miss the board and drywall has to be fixed, right? So I ain't the best. 100% I ain't the best.
I just feel the professional darts, you're allowed to drink while you play. So, like, it's not far off to me. 7'9". I was really close.
Why do they do that? In what world? Why would what is that? What is that in centimeters? Why did they choose 7'9" and a quarter inches?
In what world?
Well, they were at a pub. They're at a pub. They're drinking, right? Yeah,
for sure. 8 feet for soft tipped.
Oh, Sydney.
Ooh, Timmy's being called out.
Obviously, you don't remember August Long. I was pretty good. She she begs to be my partner because she knows she's going to win. Right? So, and I love playing with her because I know I'm going to win with her. So it's a win-win.
Very politically correct answer, Tim. Good job.
Yeah. Saved your boys for another day.
Oh, my boys. Yeah.
So darts, I don't know. Like, I think we might have to make it a competition, maybe live stream it, because we don't know till we try. So
We'll set one up at the back of the bowling alley.
sounds good to me.
I would love to go see a darts live, though. You're right. I would think it'd be crazy.
Blair went to one, and it was one of the championships, and it was somewhere in Europe. I can't remember where, and I'm telling the story terribly, but it was in this beautiful hall, and like it was a performance hall, and they had the stage set up or whatever, and people were apparently just hucking beers left and right from the top balcony down. Like it's like our Jubilee, and it was just getting ransacked. Apparently, it's just a gog show of an event apparently, and that was like the finals. I think it was league finals or something. And
It was at the O2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I bet you'd be an experience.
180, yeah. Yeah, Dexter.
There will not be one single 180. I'll tell you that right now.
There was a period of time where we would like throw balls into the gutter to make sure that we got to 180 during a Wednesday night league, and then yell 180. It just to be stupid. Yes, I did just Google that as well. Apparently,
that makes so much sense, Tim. A quarter inches to make it exactly 2.37 meters.
Exactly.
So much.
Exactly. It's balancing historical variations like 9 feet and 8 feet to offer a fair challenge, fit pub spaces, and ensure player safety.
Hmm.
It used to be 9 feet, and then it used to be 8 feet, and then there's 7 foot 6 inches. So then they came with 7 foot 9 and a quarter.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Makes no sense.
No.
Yeah, could you imagine if we made bowling lanes exactly 57 feet and 7.25 inches?
But there is things in the bowling lanes that are like that though. Right?
Yeah.
Everything's like 14, like say a quarter of an inch here or half an inch there, right? Or
but at least our bowling lane is exactly 60 inches to the head pin, or 60 feet to the head pin.
Yeah.
You know? That distance doesn't change.
Standardized it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, 5,500 people to watch the championship that is a month long? Okay, this is beyond me. I don't understand. I'm guessing that it's multiple nights in a row.
I mean, I would like. Is it kind of like the World Series of Poker? Like it just
Is it like playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they play in flights? Like
that's crazy.
Backstory needed.
That's borderline like a cricket match.
Huh. We could go on cricket again.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, I know it's all gibberish to me. At the Alley Pally, all right.
Yeah.
That place.
Right on, yeah. It's like talking to Christian Ashton, right? That's exactly. It's just I'm glazed over. I don't understand. Hey, we actually have something I want to shout out. I want to shout out that Ashton shot a 400.
He did shoot a 400.
Ashton shot a 400.
And
he's
he's moved up my frames of shame bowler rankings then.
No. Next game he fouled.
He's stepped in water that somebody tracked in with a bowling bag.
Henry shoots. Not throwing names out there or anything like that. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to Ashton on lanes 1 and 2. He loves lanes 1 and 2.
Yeah. I know it was. I know I was surprised, but good for him.
Yeah.
It is surprising.
You know what? That guy's worked harder than a lot of people.
Yeah.
So.
Jim would know.
Yeah, a half-inch variance. Yeah, but that's not the same as saying it has to be specifically 9 foot or 7'9" At least where there's a variance like that. That's a variance is understandable, at least at 60 feet. But like,
yeah, but half an inch, it actually it's not gonna be that much.
Is that because of the foul line? You think?
No, I think it's because of machines.
No,
honestly,
I think it's just from like them putting them in imperfectly over time. At the end of the day, so when we put our synthetic lanes in,
yeah, everything was messed up.
We had to move we had to rebuild the back end of our lane because our wood lanes were apparently 59 feet 11 inches to the headpin. It was an inch short. So we had to rebuild the back end of our lanes so that we could have the pin deck panel overhang a bit and protect it, because in order for us to get it to 60 inches, we had to slide that back.
And that's why sometimes you see the string goes up like this and it's hooked. It's because that's the extra piece.
It's catching on the panel. Yeah, it's catching.
So what I'm hearing is the people that won the TPC at Sherwood on wood are eliminated. They don't get to keep their titles because it wasn't certified.
It was certified. They were certified. They were all certified.
They were certified. I mean, let's be honest. It probably doesn't hurt when we discredit Weber. I mean, I could really care less.
And I won mine in Collingwood.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I don't.
So all of ours are fine.
Yeah.
Ours are perfect.
Yeah. I'll take the other ones down.
You know what? You're right.
Sounds good. Take them down. Oh man. Okay. We'll continue on with Jason Scaletta's question. He had a question here on the Facebook post. How do you feel about bowler or provinces making their bowlers pay for an assessment fee plus finding your own way there and back to nationals? Obviously, do you think this affects bowlers? 100% affects. It depends on your vacation time. It depends on the amount of money you make. But to be fair, those associations don't have access to the funds that they used to. There isn't as many people paying association fees. So how are they supposed to pay for bowlers when they don't have funding?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yes, 100% it will impact people and their ability to play. But if the associations don't have the money to pay for those people to do those things, the assessment fees are there to cover banquets and all those things, transportation while you're there, the food while you're there, your lineage while you're there. Like the assessment fees, it's paying for the event. And then, yeah, if they don't have the money to pay for that or your travel, then it comes down to you.
Somewhere.
And it's unfortunate. It is definitely unfortunate. And like, I'm sure there's lots of things that you guys could do for fundraising, but there's only, as we've all seen, there's generally a core number of people that do all of the volunteering for almost all of the associations, and there's only so much time to go around for people. So honestly, if there is a core of people that want to get together and start working on fundraising that is available to you guys, then that's the best way to eliminate that problem, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We're super fortunate in Alberta. I can always speak on Alberta's behalf.
And we know it.
We get some people, most. Gaming licenses are they're not easily accessible, but we are able to access them now with us. And we have bingos, we have casinos, we have raffles, we have everything. And at least where our zone is out there. Drunk take. We did that before.
We have a video of one somewhere, actually.
Yeah. But if the only thing we worry about is time off work, right? Yeah. Where other people are worried about time off work and expenses, and that's part of the reason why we're very fortunate at our national level. We've been successful because the best of our best can play, for the most part, where we don't have to worry about these things, right? Where you're in a province like Manitoba, and I know Manitoba's trying, they're working on trying to get things, but it's the same core group of people who's been doing it for years. And I know they're getting some fresh blood in there. And they're still, the old guard's still trying, but these need more people. They need more people. So Like,
BC runs into the same issue, right? Like it's expensive to get out of BC and go to all the nationals, and we understand it's even extremely costly for them to play their masters provincials and stuff like that too. Like, I feel for them, but the only way out of that is to find a way to raise more money. And like, it's so easy for us to say because we do have access to the gaming funds and stuff like that here in Alberta. But if you have ideas, and instead of complaining about it, or not saying Jason's complaining about it, he's just asking a question, but all these people that complain about how hard it is, how expensive it is, find a way to help raise money, right?
Yeah. Be part of the solution instead of being not helping with the problem, right? So
we all know the issue is there. It's just how do you fix it?
I mean, can tell you 90% of the people that do the core of the volunteering are burning out too, right? Yeah. They help them. They just need help.
Yeah, it's everybody. It's everybody. So
for sure. Well, even in Alberta, we started paying, or at least I know when I was in the Central Zone, we started paying assessment fees. So like we do run into the issue in Alberta too. Obviously, we're just probably lagging a little bit behind because we still have access to casinos and stuff like that. But just the amount of people playing just reduces the amount of association money coming in, right?
Yeah, we're lucky. If you look over the last 10 years, we're pretty stagnant on numbers, whether membership and participation. If anything, we've actually gone up a little bit with IP and that. And U Challenge is basically YBC numbers. But yes, there is actually people don't realize this in Alberta. There is assessments. But I guarantee you ask an Edmonton bowler out there if they know what their assessment is, and they don't know because gaming pays for it for us.
Yeah.
Right? So it's $400 we have to pay to go to nationals, but everything else is covered, right? Because we can only have so much money allowable outside with gaming outside the province. So that just helps with some of the costs of that. But yeah, they don't know that because IP is, I think, $325 or $350, and the U Challenger isn't one, right? So I mean, they don't realize it because most of the zone just covered. Kerry knew because Central's not as lucky as some of the rest of us, but they try, but they sometimes you have to pay the assessment. But yeah, they're super like that.
Yeah. We sold tickets and stuff like that to help in Central, and I know Edmonton, you guys do some small fundraising. Calgary does, South does, North does. There's a lot of fundraising that goes in, and I'm just not sure if maybe Manitoba 5 doesn't have access to the same type of things, and BC 5, I'm not too sure. I know Newfoundland, they do tons of fundraising all the time. It's extraordinary to see the amount of fundraising that has to go on just to send a provincial team to nationals, right? You look at any other sports, I'm sure their costs are a lot less than us, but then they get funding from other sources that unfortunately we don't get anymore.
Yeah,
correct.
Yep.
Good old politics.
Yeah.
If we're good with that, we'll move on to another question.
Sure.
Do we think the Rose Bowl needs to come back?
Oh, I was told not to say something stupid on podcasts anymore, but
why stop now?
Fuck that guy, honestly. Johnny
justice for the Rose Bowl.
I love Johnny, and he's gonna laugh when I say this, and I mean this all in love. But he's not relevant anymore. He's just trying to be relevant. And just kidding, Johnny. No. Anyways, no, we have the Rose Bowl stuff at the center actually put up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We gave it its justice.
Yes. There we go.
Justice has
if people don't know, the Rose Bowl was the Edmonton Premier Cash Tournament before it was stopped being run by Bonnie Doon, and then Collingwood and John Shear and those guys picked it up and ran it for 10 years.
10 years, I think. 8.
I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was a full 10 years.
2011 was the last year.
Yeah.
2023, I think, was the first. So 9 years.
And then then Collingwood sold, and Sherwood Bowl and the Wisemans picked up the TPC and ran with it, and it's been awesome. So it essentially is the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've tweaked things here and there, but it's the Rose Bowl. Yeah.
It's the Rose Bowl. Yeah. But sure.
So no, the answer is no.
Like
we don't need to bring it back. We don't need more tournaments.
I do. I could put up Bruce's trophies.
Could we make a T-shirt for the next TPC? Justice for the Rose Bowl.
No justice, just Rose Bowl.
Just Rose Bowl.
I don't want anything to do
Rose
with
Bowl at Sherwood Bowl.
Yeah. You know what? What year is it for us? Is it our 25th year soon? DPC has to be close.
No, not quite.
I think we have 4 more years. Maybe the 25th year we go retro and do a Rose Bowl. There we go.
Full Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I think we're at 20. We should be at 22. I'm pretty sure. That's including the year off from COVID.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we have 4 photos. I think it's 8 and 8 across, and then 6 on the next one. I think.
Yeah, 8 and 8. Yeah.
8, 8, and 6, so 24 or 20. Yeah, 20. 22.
What's this one? Where's the string?
Are you talking about like where the knot is into the string to hold it in? It's wedged into the top of the pin.
Yeah.
It's right at the top.
You double knot, right?
Yeah, unless it's like something like the head pin on like the CA1 machines and things like that. There's a tendency of it like sometimes slipping through, but you'll know that that's a problem because it'll cycle and pull the head pin because it thinks the pins are pulled. But the knot will stay straight at the very top of the pin. Ideally, if it slips, you'll know.
6. Yeah. Sorry, I was doing this. I sent this to Jeff Watts with the photos. So I was looking at just 6. So 16, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2003 was the first year there. So,
Mr. Don Sim would like to see the Fairview Masters brought back in Calgary. A no match play, 18 game total pinfall.
2 days? Is it in 2 days now? No, it was 1 day. I think it was.
Really?
Maybe not.
I don't like that.
That's fine. That's not even that bad. That's less than we do for most of our cash tournaments on a Sunday.
Yeah, but the problem is
On a
18
Sunday.
games with 4 on a lane. It was one. I think it was like just with like 4 or 5 on a lane for every 18 hours. Like that's crazy.
Well, not if they hold that
No.
Chinook and use all the lanes.
Yeah, I mean,
do
I
twos
don't know.
across.
I
That wouldn't be bad.
I would probably would play it. It was a 2-day event.
Don, I feel like you have lots of time that you could probably plan this out. So just maybe work on that, and you build it, they will come.
That's right. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think I might be running. I'd rather run the 20 gamer again at Sherwood Park.
Oh God.
The all-nighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, as long as they can find time for the Fairview Masters 18 games, right?
I'm trying to remember. I remember Don talking to me about it before, but it was like there was a cut line, wasn't there? And then your scores carried over.
Just knock out half the field halfway through.
I think it was something like that.
That's actually not a bad idea because because then it'll speed up the second half of the tournament.
Play 8 games, cut the field in half. So if you're playing 5 and 4s, you knock out half the field, and then your 3s and 2s for the remainder.
Yeah.
I think it was quicker.
That's like the Ontario Open for some.
That's a 12-hour tournament. If it's 5s and 4s.
Getting too old for that.
Yeah. I look at 5
Limit
hours.
the entry.
Yeah.
Look, Don, we're not in the business of turning bowlers away. So how about we try and let everybody play?
Not necessarily true. Look at our cash tournaments. We had to cap our entries for a reason. Pace of play is also important.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm interested in playing an event like that, but yeah, they would have to find a time for it.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Sure. I think there's people submitting questions.
Yeah, I just so Hooper asked, "What is the worst injury for a bowler?"
Back.
It's back, knee.
Everybody has a knee injury though.
Like I've had my neck screwed up, and that's atrocious. That is not fun.
No, I think a back. Honestly, though, I think back's worse.
I
don't know. I think both
are
are.
Bend over. You can't.
Yeah. I think honestly, my problem's weight, but that's beside the point.
Mentally injured, that could really screw things up.
No. He's talking about
terrible.
Richie's talking about himself. Like
wrist. Like if your wrist is screwed, like what do you do? Like I don't know. Shoulder. Like there isn't. There's a lot of bad ones. Your only injury is age.
You know what though? Today he brought Pam in, and he was a totally different person. I didn't even know he was there.
Such a gentleman.
He was a different dude. Didn't even recognize him.
I didn't hear a single thing offside from Rod today. It was
weird.
Like the angels descended from the sky.
Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, no, I think back. You're right. I think back's the worst.
I just feel like ankle injury kind of sucks, but you can wrap it. You can put an ankle brace on. Same thing with a knee. Hip is pretty bad. Wrist, you can obviously tape it, but like a back, like there's nothing that you can like structurally support it and still allow you to bend, torque it, do all the things you need to do. I think it's just
I think the problem with the back, I'm actually I'm okay with any injury, because with your knee, it could be sore, it could be, but again, like it's constant. It's the with the back, you're fine, and then as soon as you get into your shot, then it just goes like that. I'm good with like anything that's a constant pain, because you can manage that. When you just don't know if it's going to give or not, that's the problem I have with the back.
I was standing today at work and just turned a little bit wrong, and it's shooting pain up my back. So I understand it can come at any time.
You're getting older by the day, dear Lord. You're gonna throw out your back emptying the dishwasher.
No. None of that. My back is good.
Honestly, I wish they were relegated.
Well, they almost were. They got back in, but
and then they sold out. Okay, that's a different story. My favorite 5PL team, other than the Crushers, I really don't have one. Honestly, they're just there to donate to us. But
Jesus, we're playing this weekend. Be careful.
Oh, we are. Ooh. Let me come up with a good one here. I can tell you. Let me look at who's on there. Looking at the teams. Definitely not Heartland. Honestly, you know who's never done us dirty? Probably Pinsanity or Thunder. They've always been really nice to us, so maybe them. Honestly, maybe the Holy Rollers, because they only have like 4 points.
Everyone loves an underdog story,
right? Honestly, I was up in GP this weekend, and I always kept saying is like, wow, is this where the main the Rascals play? And then they didn't find it funny. Because I was like, you guys lost. You guys amount.
Did they get their banner up, Tim? Did you see the Rascals banner hanging in the rafters?
Yeah, it's above the bathroom. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, and then they actually have. We're above the bathroom we're beside the bathrooms, or where all the trophies are anyway. So it makes sense. But Roscoe's actually have even a shield done.
Oh.
And they're supporting the center. They're supporting the center. Holy Rollers aren't doing that.
So I'm going to say I like the idea of the Caribou Thunder. Moving on to the the less trolling side of things, I like the idea of the Caribou Thunder. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
That or the Trash Pandas. I've always liked the Trash Pandas. They're good people, and like it's a good center, and it's a cool logo, and I like the colors.
Yeah, the logo is pretty sweet. Man, there's 26 teams. Like, how do you pick a favorite?
I can tell you who we don't like. Maybe let's talk about that. Average pros. That's one team that we don't like.
The Revengers.
Dude, like another team that would be okay getting relegated. Bombers. Like I know, terrible. They're absolutely hot.
Our whole podcast, as usual, is just about trolling.
Okay. I mean, like I'm looking at it, like I don't know, Kingpins. I mean, there's something like I know Schwartz does is good, but I hate the other guys. I mean, no, just kidding. It's a good.
We mean this all in good fun, people. If you can't take a little bit of heat.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 80% fun for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this one. Why are bowling centers not sanctioned like other sports? Not all centers are the same with pin placement, 17-inch in one center, 18-inch in another.
They are certified.
They are sanctioned. And to the 17-inch, 18-inch, both are, they are both certified. But like the best comparison I think you could put it is like an MLB ball diamond. The infield is all the same, but like the outfield is different everywhere you go. So that may mean 17 centers. That may mean different bases or things like that. Could be different bands. So it's all a little bit different, but they are sanctioned, and it's all within the specs.
And the ones that aren't certified, right? They're just haven't got them done. There could be some issues or some flaws in their lanes, but 99% of those ones are minuscule and just have to be quickly fixed or whatnot. But
or they just want to be an entertainment center, right?
Yeah.
I'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no worries, Dex. Or they're geared towards more entertainment center than they are certified leagues, certified tournaments, that kind of thing.
Like the FEC's, like Splitsville, you can wear your own wear your street shoes. You don't wear bowling shoes, so you could have a winter wonderland outside. 18 inches for sure. 17 inches came from the Englands and Nebs. They're the ones who did it all, and then I think honestly, there isn't a whole lot out there. I mean, I know Bonnie Doon and Bronx and Bowling Depot out in Alberta are. I couldn't tell you anybody else outside that.
Bronx is 17 inches?
They've been that way. Nobody realizes it, but it's been like that for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's just been like that for 10 years, but nobody realizes it. Because of other reasons.
Yeah.
But
Dakota Lanes is also 17.
Correct. Dakota's one. Yeah. But nobody realizes the Bronx is 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good scoring there. You don't notice as much there as you do at maybe Dakota or at Bonnie Doon, and we haven't played Bowling Depot ever. So maybe a nice day I might drive out down there and try it out. So before we go play Masters, but.
Yeah, Masters is going to be Alberta Masters final tournament is at the Bowling Depot, 17 inches, new last year at 17s.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm excited. Lori's always been great Bowling Depot doesn't really host a lot of our events, but Lori's always been a good supporter of 5-pin bowling. So going to that center that we haven't played in ever, it's kind of neat. It's nice to go to a different center than we normally play. Yeah. So. Happy to go there.
It'll be cool. There was another really good one here that I seen. With there being 2 tournament division nationals, so meaning open, scratch, and tournament masters, how do you determine who's the best scratch bowler in Canada is for that year? And I looked at it as the goal of most players is always to win the double crown. So I view them as a singles player as equal. Me personally.
And when you're saying the best single or best scratch player of the year, you got to bring into other things into account too. I mean, you got to bring in the cash tournament events as well, because that's just a giant open field that didn't have to go through all the hoops to get to that point. Yeah. So, you got to weigh all of it.
I think it's tough to say the best player of that year. I look at more like 5 years or 3 year spans. Just simply because. Well, I mean, you could have somebody playing like Nathan Wymore. Nathan's a hell of a player. He played the Open, right, and won singles, and he dominated the singles step ladder, but he doesn't play anything else, right? Yeah. Where somebody could be playing a Derek. Derek plays, he wins a cash tournament, he wins Manitoba, he wins second in that, and he goes to tour finals. So there's other things to his game, and it doesn't make Nathan anything worse, but I think Derek's achievements that year are more because he just plays more, right? And I think so. That's why, if you look at 3 or 5 year runs, it's usually the same. You have the DeGrazias, you have Carey, who's played very well the last couple of years. You have other people there, and that's how I don't think one national championship makes them player of the year.
In the last year, though, yes, player of the year for sure, but I still think you could kind of whittle it down to 1 or 2 players in a year for sure. For me, it's in the last calendar year. How do you argue against Jeff Watts?
Yeah. But once again, a player that plays a lot more events, right? He plays the Masters, he plays the Open, he plays the Cash Tour. And same thing with Greg Gagluck, right? Greg won 2 cash events, but he plays Senior Masters. He doesn't play the Open. Yeah. So, it's so hard to gauge. There's so many events that the best scratch player of the year, I think you have to go as the person that has done the most throughout the year. And it's usually players that play the most. Unfortunately, I'd hate to say it, Nathan Wymore deserves the national championship, and I think that was amazing for him. Yeah. But does that make him the best bowler in Canada? No, it makes him the best bowler at that event.
Yeah. And one of the best that year. And one of the best.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he definitely earns, you have all the championships and all that stuff, and his name would be beside all the other names, but you can't say he's the best player of the year across the board because he only won 1 event and he only played 1 event.
Correct. So. Yeah. And the fairest way of saying it, right? So
yeah, he deserves all the accolades for winning that championship, and his name will be on a trophy for all time. That's an amazing accomplishment, and he deserves all the accolades that come with it. But I think you both have valid points. It's just not enough in 1 year to say that guy was the best player of the year. It's just it's not.
And there's just too many variables. I mean, if you out east, there's different events. How do you compare them out west? What about your local trials? For example, Edmonton, we have 60 players playing, and in out east in some zones, there's only 10. Right. So how do you
compare provinces? There's only 10.
Right. So how do you compare? How do you compare a zone trial win to a zone trial win somewhere else? Where we are, it means something to us, right? Because the caliber, the amount of people playing. I'm not saying it doesn't mean to somebody out there, but it's a different level, right? So how do you balance that? You just can't, right? So
well, you look at all the guys out of Ontario that used to talk about their provincial championships, right? It was worth just as much to them to win Ontario as it was the Nationals, because it was impossible to make out of Ontario. There were so many teams. Yeah. So you feel that across playing out of an Edmonton zone, having to beat 50 other players just to make the team. And there's so many variables that go into it. I wish there was a point system. We tried a ranking system for a while. It was only based on the cash events, but C5 has their events, Masters has their events, Bowl Canada has some of their events. I know the Bowl Canada Cup I don't think is a thing anymore, but
everything's
Yeah, club tour, WCBT, the Newfoundland has a bowling tour. You just have to look at, I guess, the name that pops up the most would probably decide who's the player of the year, right? Like a Tyler Titkat, he had how many great events in a row. Dexter, when he was playing really good there a couple of years ago, those were the players I'd look and be like, yeah, they didn't win the national championship, but they were always the guy at the top that you knew you had to beat to win the championship. I would almost give them more accolades than I would the one guy that won a championship that year. But in the long run, you look back at the record books, that guy's name is on a trophy. So there's got to be something said about that too, right?
So I just to put it out there, like some of the names that aren't, I wouldn't put in there. Henry Schutz, Mark Doss,
Oh my God.
Scott Rice. Some of those names out there.
What about Brett Wren, Rylan Willier?
Well, no, they won golds. I'm just saying, Brandon, Julie. I like Sue. So yeah, just those three. Yeah, for sure. Like if they're part of that, I know Henry's listening.
The average pro dump on
Just
again.
constant.
Do you guys have an opinion on which one is harder to win, Masters or Open? I'm guessing singles.
For singles or for teams?
Singles.
Okay, singles. I think Masters. I think teams is Open. And I say that because obviously I've never won Masters. I got twice. I lost, but I think being the zone level and going to provincials, yes, you had to be top 3 in your zone and have a chance at nationals. That's still, but it's by score, right? And I think by Masters, and at least in Alberta, like you, Matro, at least in Alberta, we had to play 6 events. It's tough to be a single already, and then you go play nationals, and match play could be anything, it could be a cluster, right?
But that's also why, like, that's also my argument against it too, right? Because like it's not just match points. You can win your match with 200. You might lose a match with 300, but you can win a match with 200.
Yeah, and right? I just think it's so hard to get on your province. I think it's hard to get on your province.
Look, I think
I've been runner up in Alberta twice for Open, but I just never. Yeah.
I yes, getting out of the province for sure, but I mean at a national level. Like, I feel like the Open being straight scratch is going to leave less up to chance, and I think the Masters being straight match play will leave more of it up to luck.
So which is harder to win?
Okay, for the record, I still think the formats are switched. I still think the Open should be match play, and I still think Masters should be the pinfall.
Yeah.
I've said it from the start. I still believe that, but I think I'm going to say the Open. I think the Open for because you have to have played the best. You have had to have played the best to get into that step ladder.
Okay. I don't want to say it. I'll be quiet. I just think, okay, and I think some provinces are a lot easier to come out of.
Oh yes,
for Masters, Masters, and yes, I think
the Open.
But I still think the step ladder's tougher. It's still just as tough for provinces in this because there's still quality 5 players, or how many they make the step ladder. I think, and for the Open. But for some provinces, you see 6 people play. There's 2 really good players on the Masters team. They're fighting for first, and then they have a better chance every year at playing than they do that.
They may have more opportunities to play, but it doesn't mean it's easier to win.
So Richie, so me personally, the reason why I say teams are tougher for the Open. The Masters, because I know some provinces don't get their full best players playing the Masters as much. I think. I don't. Yeah. I saw it like
from a personal standpoint, and because of where we live, I think Masters is harder to win. So and for the team, and that's strictly because of location, because we have. I don't mean to be. Well, it's biased, but it's not meant to sound conceited. But Edmonton is so deep, with so many quality players, that when we put together our open teams, a lot of our open teams would very easily compete at a Masters level. But you put together an equally good team for Masters and you go to Nationals, now you're having a lot of the best players in the province, not just from your zone. So you're fielding, automatically fielding a deeper field if those people play. I mean, you know that Saskatchewan has less people. You know that BC has less people. Not to call them out or anything like that, but facing Southern, most of the time, the difference between like a Southern Ontario team and an Open Nationals and a Masters Nationals is dramatic. Like, that Masters Nationals team is always one of the most favored teams to win, if not the favorite team to win. They've won more than the rest of the provinces over the last 2 decades. Whereas Edmonton and Alberta has done very well in the Open, and I believe that has a lot to do with proximity. So it really depends on where you're located.
And there's some weaker zones just because of the amount of people they can draw. The quality's not there. Yeah. I honestly, Daniel, I don't know what you mean by this.
Limited representing the team. Yeah, you have to expand on that question. It's not really straightforward. As being a person that's never won a singles title in Masters or the Open, they're equally hard. Not gonna lie. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
they're extremely hard to win. I don't think anybody's ever gone to an Open as a single or a Masters as a single and walked away with them and like that was easy.
Yeah,
it's probably the toughest competition you've ever played.
Yeah. I think there's certain people say I like them. There's two way trains of thought. I like the Masters way of doing singles, and I like the Open way of doing singles. A lot of us have had the not a lot of us, but there are people who've had the opportunity to do both. I find one, if you've been good at one event, you say, "Well, I like that one better."
Yeah, fair.
But or sometimes you just like the event better. I just found like the Masters is tough. But like Dexter alluded on it, I think some of it's not.
No, not at all. The scratch side of the game is not about consolation prizes and spreading it out and trying to. YBC is one thing, but even then, I sort of disagree with it. But the scratch side is supposed to be for the elite. You wouldn't tell the Kansas City Chiefs or the Patriots that they've won too many times for the Super Bowl, so they're going to sit out. Right?
Yeah, same with college sports, right? You like Wichita State wins 6 times in a row. You don't tell them, "Oh, sorry, you guys don't get to go this year because we're trying to spread the representation." It's the scratch. It's the best of the best, and if those players are the best, that they should have that right to keep playing, right?
And honestly,
you shouldn't handcuff them.
Exactly. If they're repeating every year, then at the end of the day, that should be motivation to the other players to get better. You can get better. I don't care how long you've played for. There are still things you can work on. It always happens. Work on your game, get better, and then knock them off the podium.
Bet you there's a lot of people that wish Tiger Woods would have had handcuffs slapped on him and told he couldn't play the next event, but they didn't get that opportunity either. So,
but he guarantee he was harder working than anybody else.
Yeah,
and sometimes you're just naturally gifted too, right? So, I mean, it's just.
I was listening to his routine the other day. It was wild. He would get up and like go for a run and then go hit the weights, and then sorry.
Did you have an opposing stance on this, Daniel? I just want to know, like,
it's better.
That's our opinion.
Yeah.
If you guys have an opinion that is counter to what we're saying, we're all ears. It's just, I think Dexter's right. Like, the best of the best should keep playing. That's how you create legend careers and like that.
It's how you push people forward. It's how you make other people get better. It's how everybody gets better.
I also don't think we're in that spot in the sport to say no to people, especially in that position, right? So
But, I mean, look at the cut lines of WCBT. You don't think that has something to do with the fact that the best of the best have done very well? People have realized that they need to work on things to get better, and that is the reason why it's gone up. That is the reason.
We should put
it is the toughest field we've ever had, and it's because of those things.
We have like our opinions, and like we respect your guys's. But if you don't like it, Average Pros have the other guys have another option to watch. So I can't wait to see Henry tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Oh, that's really good.
This is completely, once again, this doesn't represent any associations we're a part of, guys. This is all our opinions. If we're a part of any associations, there's boards to offset if our opinions are outrageous to you. It's just how we feel about certain items that come up, and we hope we're kind of on the right path of what we're thinking. The stuff that we've been a part of has been successful, and there's a reason you guys are tuning in, and hopefully we don't turn you away because of our stupid BS sometimes.
Eric, your idea?
Yeah.
I don't watch curling. It's an old man sport, but you can tell I haven't gone out often. But we have talked about it. That's something we have brought up on our meetings at C5. And honestly, we even talked about a little while back was introducing the American team.
Yeah. So the Team Canada, I would love to see it. I've always thought that would be awesome, but it does come with some logistical problems, right? And again, you know what? If it was, again, just to go back to it, and not to be like cocky or anything like that, but like if Edmonton was to win, we could field a team the next year, right? If PEI won, could they field a team the next year? You know, there are zones that it might be limited or severely weaken their zone, so like they may not even have a chance of the next provincial sort of thing. So,
you're right.
I love the idea, but I think there would be some logistical problems with it.
I think, I agree with you, Dex. Just jumping on Tim Hooper's question real quick. I think the national board, whatever fundraising could come of that, would have to help that Team Canada, right? They won the national championship. It should be on the national board if they make that change, that they would help support that team go back. You can't ask the province to double dip. I feel that's not quite right.
Maybe you add up their assessment a little bit more from each province, and you can just do it that way.
Yeah, if all the provincial associations were on board for a Team Canada defense or whatever, then I feel like you spread the assessment across all the participants. I think that would be all right. But
you're probably looking about, like, depending on where you guys go, it could be like $1,000 or $1,500 a person, right? For a flight and hotel. That's what I think it would cover. Everything else would be different.
Or we let Team USA in, we just charge them an outrageous amount of money because they got money, and then they just cover everybody's.
Charge their assessment in American dollars when we really want Canadian.
Exactly. Exactly.
Genius.
Yeah. I think it's definitely been a thought. It was just a thought. We didn't discuss it any further after that, but it'd be good.
Yeah, exactly, Amanda. That's my feelings too. Is like you compete with the best to be a part of the best, right? You don't just go there to hope you make the team and don't feel you're a part of it, right? It's all part of the process, and I don't think anybody would feel it's fair that they just get to go because the other team isn't allowed to go again. I think that's. Would
you guys, if you guys could work anywhere in Canada and you decide you want to move, would you move? Would your destination dictate other than like weather and living costs? But if you had a chance to go to national, like make a good team, or like
let's say Alberta separates and you guys have to move in order to play part of the C5 Nationals again. would you move to another competitive province, or would you move to a province that you know you can make a team on?
Yes, that's a question I would want to know.
All right. I mean, I think that depends on where you are at in life. If I was to move right now, I wouldn't give a shit what the teams are like. But I may go there, and what that community is like may determine whether I continue to play or not. If I go to some place, you know, and I just go there because that's where I want to be, and the community is good, then absolutely I'll play. But if the community is not, I'm good.
Yeah. That's fair. Like, you're right. Like, let's say you could pick a province that is notoriously low participation level, so your chances of making a team are a little bit higher, but the community is maybe not inviting to you or something like that. Yeah, you probably wouldn't play. But if it's inviting, and I feel that's the community has to be inviting.
Yep. Good. There. Okay. Probably not. But in what world would I be moving to northern Manitoba? Like, not. Sorry, Richie. Not high on my list of places to move.
Yeah, I don't understand.
We were nickel mines with Canada.
We were talking the other day. It's similar, but not. But somebody was talking with me the other day about how they think it would be a great idea to have a mixed team for the Masters. And again, I think that would be great. But then you got to think about logistical issues too, right? So if you're having a Masters tournament, I mean, we're already using 8 lanes for tournament men, 8 lanes for tournament ladies, 8 lanes for teaching, 8 lanes for teaching men, teaching ladies, and then 8 lanes for singles. So there's 40 lanes already being used, and then you add in 8 lanes for singles, so there's 48 lanes, and then you add in another 8 lanes for the mixed team. We're already in places where, like, some provinces are going to really struggle hosting nationals because there aren't enough lane beds. You start adding another 8, all of a sudden you're at 56 lanes going at a time. I mean, you're going to have to do it in shifts, but like that, like, oh, could you, like, yeah, it's a lot.
Logistical nightmare.
It's a lot, and I agree. I think it would be great.
I think the hardest part, and I think people need to understand that, it would be you can't strain your volunteers, right? And that's something we looked at the last couple of years on the C5 board was,
I said seniors. It was in there. It just took me a little while to get there because there was a lot of things to list off. But
I think that like extending the day and making sure your schedule's there. I mean, your statistician, if you have 2, that's great, but a lot of us will only have 1. You can't be asking for 18-hour days and then expect them to be able to function throughout the week, right?
And especially with Masters, when you're hosting in a bunch of different centers, like, stats is already difficult.
BC last year, it was amazing how they did it and they got through it, but their centers are 2 hours apart. And then it was a great live streaming. It was enough for me. And then you had, like, statisticians having to deal with all the scores coming in and everything. And, like, all the centers using different types of scoring. And, like, I would hate to see, like you said, like 56 lane beds. Like, where are you doing that at? Edmonton would be one spot.
Yeah.
Maybe Nebs, and you'd have to shift it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Ottawa
Nebs you could borderline do all of it at once. Yeah. Right? You could, because you just make the
I guess Winnipeg you could too, for sure. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. And that's a really good point there too, Tim. Another 10K, and, like, it's already costing. People don't understand how much a nationals costs, but, like, it could be upwards of $80,000. Like, it's tough. It's tough. But I still think it'd be a great idea, and I still think it'd be awesome. But
that's true. Regina has 62. We've run multiple nationals in Regina at 3 different centers. You'd have to use 4, but
yeah, you'd have to use every center.
Yeah, Lower Mainland BC is getting tougher. Thunder Bay, like I don't
Thunder
think you
Bay's impossible now.
Thunder Bay wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
even Thunder Bay for like when you have, I guess you can go to like Sudbury and maybe with a Zilda and a couple other ones, right? So
Yeah, Greater Sudbury area is doable. It's tight, but it's doable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not part of those committees. That's your guys' jobs. Right, Timmy?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else do you guys want to talk about? I know there was more questions. Where did we have? Daniel, you asked why did Nebs go to 17 inches? I do believe it was just a test to see if it increased pinfall. I do believe for entertainment reasons mainly, to make it easier for public to throw better scores and make them come back, or help them come back, I guess I should say.
Much like a house pattern for 10-pin.
Yeah. You can throw as many laser lights and neon lights out there as you can, but if it's no fun bowling when you're always picking a head pin or throwing gutters all the time, people just don't find fun in that. So if you can make the pinfall a little bit easier, it'll obviously make it more enjoyable. So I think that was the main push for that transition. And other bowling centers have taken it and have run with it, and it's worked out really well for Bonnie Doon. Like obviously their scores have been through the roof, and how many years have there been perfect games there? So there is a little bit of a detriment to, I think, the competitive side of the game with that change, but there's a time and place for everything in the sport, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To further one of Daniel's previous questions too, should you have a different average for left hand? Well, we have it for left hand, right hand, two-handed, but should there also be different averages for? Here it is. Average considering factors like approach, ball return, velocity. I to further this, no, I don't think so. Especially if you're talking about like approach, like number of steps or rotation, velocity. All of those things are adjustments that you can make, and I think that that's the bigger part of the game. And that's so no, I don't think there should be different averages, because learning how to adjust and score well in a center is how you become a good scratch player, and what sets you apart from your regular league bowler realistically. However, if there was something to be consider, I wouldn't mind considering a different average for 17-inch over 18-inch. There is definitely a difference there. But other than that, I don't think so. Personally.
Yeah. I feel that's part of the game, is those adjustments. Throwing with your non-dominant hand. I know there's ambidextrous people out there. I do get that. But throwing with your other hand, especially in like pins over or handicap events, that is a major change, and that is like you're a different person throwing with that hand. So I feel that's why the average change. But if you're in a scratch event, you can throw however you want as long as it meets the criteria that you throw it underhand and throw it left-handed, throw it right-handed, throw it two-handed. That doesn't matter. But for pins over and handicap for average reasons, yeah, 100%. I feel that should be the defining part. Is there a defunct tournament that you wish you could have played?
I would have loved to have played the that's a good one.
KG.
I would have loved the Okanagan one.
Ogopogo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have been super fun.
Yep. Lots
Just
of good
'cause the time
stories
of the
coming out of
year and-
Ogopogo.
Yeah.
Other than KG, probably not.
Uxbridge, I heard, was pretty decent. There was another one. What the frick was it called? Oh, I'll have to look back in my notes. There was Mitch Davies sent me one a while back that ran for 10 years out in that area as well. So like the bigger Ontario events, I think would have been cool to play.
I personally just wish It's defunct, but I did play it. I just wish Scottsdale was still a thing. I loved that tournament.
It
It
was a
was
good one.
like it was so much fun. It was like the weather was good and everyone was just there to have a good time, but it was super competitive and it was nice to go to a tournament where you weren't cold and rainy and try to hide from the snow, you know.
Yeah,
It was fun.
I enjoy, the national classifieds in person was great. Um, I will say, okay, so
Crispy Crunch, that's what it was.
what?
The
I
Crispy
mean,
Crunch.
I wish I had
It was
made a
a tournament.
TSN.
Oh yeah,
I wish I had
TSN.
made a TSN.
The Western
I think
Canadians.
so, yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you realize this. So the Western Canadians, I think the first couple years of the Open, um, Don's on here, so he can tell me. But I remember people telling me that you used to qualify for your team, right? So you took the top 9 or whatever it is, and your manager told you if you're going to be on the men's team or the mixed team. You qualify for the team, and they told you what team you're playing on. So sometimes you want to stack the men's team. Sometimes you want to stack the mixed team with your ladies to go on to the Western Canadians or the Canadians. Yeah.
How about when you won provincials, you got on the train the next day and started training to nationals?
Yeah, it's true though. That's
The
a real
next
thing.
day.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine trying to like schedule work? I might be here, I might not.
Jerry Anderson was
Vulnerable.
telling me that she made it and Dwight didn't. So Dwight absolutely got plastered, and then he had to get on the train the next morning, and he was just like, "Yeah, it was crazy."
The Hawaiian doubles.
Yeah, I mean,
Remember those?
that was awesome. I wish I could.
Isn't it called the
Yes.
provincial cash doubles now?
No, it's in Bowl BC thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
but we used to have one here too. It was the Disney Bowl or whatever, right?
Yeah, we had Hawaiian doubles here too in Alberta.
Yeah, 100% we did.
Yeah, and I think they kept it.
Ours
though.
died out, but
Yeah, something like the Sun Bowl. Yeah.
National classifieds was always a good time.
yeah, honestly,
Good one.
that was. I mean, outside of like CBC's TSNs, that National Classifieds was Bowl Canada's best tournament.
It was.
It was. It was.
Henry and I made back from Bowling Depot, the old Bowling Depot, to Sherwood Park one night in less than 2 hours. He was cruising on the highway. He was giving her. But we had a good time.
Jordan has a good question here. The weight of the pin itself.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what it does. It may. I don't know. So if you look at the physics of how even 2 ounces of weight gained or lost on a bowling ball affects pinfall, I think it'd be wild to see what would happen if you added weight or not, right? Because like right now, I mean, on the black bases, you see so much deflection as it is that you see a lot of the slower ball speeds have to go to a heavier ball so that it pushes through the 3-pin and get it to the 2-pin. But if you go heavier at that point, then you're really in trouble. Like if you put the pins heavier, then you're in real trouble. However, I wonder what would happen if you went black bases and then made the pins lighter. Made the pins, 3-4 ounces lighter with the black bases, and see if that normalizes that deflection a little. That would be interesting.
Yeah, like I get the 17 or the 18 to 17 because like obviously they didn't change the angle, but it brought the pins closer together. Changing the weight of the pins, like you definitely have to do lots of testing and there'd be lots of variables, but the cost there would be astronomical.
Crazy.
Definitely cheaper to go lighter.
Yeah, fair. But who,
I
pin
honestly
makers,
don't-
are they gonna? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be cheaper because they're just going to say this is the same price as this product.
No, I just mean it'd be cheaper for us to test by shaving a pin down on the inside than it would be to add weight to it somehow.
Yeah, I also wonder how much it would crack. Like old like we had it happen to us. Eric broke one of our pins earlier this year, but wood pins would break more regularly than a plastic pin, right? So that's a thing.
Richie, this is the smartest thing I think you've ever said. It might be the only right thing you've ever said as well. but I think you're right.
They make balls 3-4, don't they?
Yep,
That'd be
absolutely.
fine.
No, they don't. 3-4, 3-6 is the lightest you could order. 3-4 is the lightest you could throw. But there's a reason why I already throw 3-6.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Richie's a smart man. Yeah.
Thanks everybody for all the questions. It wasn't looking great at the start, but we appreciate everybody tuning in and throwing questions at us. And
yeah, this turned out
we
better than I
hope
expected.
we hope you did it justice. I know Don Sim had a hot take here. He thinks the C5 made a mistake for approving the 17-inch. Yeah, it probably screwed up some record books. It might have changed things. But for the betterment of the entertainment side, I don't think so. But
I think they made a mistake getting rid of the counter pin.
Oh,
yeah. I have personal bowling balls. I think we should have kept throwing house balls.
Okay, no. Don't say that. Don's going to lose money.
I know. Don sells bowling balls, so like.
I'm just saying that those two things are the same to me. If it was the same concept, different time period, same concept, same thing. Yeah, it's.
I do think honestly it did change the game in some aspects.
It did. Yep. 100% it did.
Do you know honestly for me what changed the game more is synthetic lanes. I find we are playing in more of a it's more of, sorry?
We're playing in more of a vacuum. We're playing in a more of a consistent basis.
Well, but I feel with synthetics, and I think we're playing a harder game, like a faster game, like
that's
the
harder. What Gino said 25 years ago. You can't blame it on synthetics. Like
no. But I just think how pinfall is out there nowadays. The if you throw between medium and hard, you have a better chance of scoring than you do with
100%.
Just in our at least Alberta.
Yeah, I think that's always been the case, though, right? Like Bruce didn't throw soft. Bruce was the best player out there, and he was top player for 40 years. Like he didn't throw light.
No, but he still threw. He threw my speed.
Yeah.
You don't throw soft.
Yeah, I definitely believe that there is a wheelhouse of speed that is an optimal speed for everybody. You know? Bring back free fall. I totally agree. That'd be interesting. But I do believe that there is like, if you're shooting between like 36 and 40, 46, 45, somewhere in there, you're going to be generally successful in a lot of places. But I think that average range shifted when we did go from free fall to string. That there was definitely a shift in that, where that super slow ball speed would be super successful in free fall, but it just isn't going to be with string. And that part of that is maintenance.
String was the big difference.
Absolutely, part of that is maintenance. Part of that is extra weight and resistance from strings themselves and whatnot. And while it did change the game and it did change that optimal speed, what it did do is keep the game around and made it more reasonable for centers to be able to maintain and keep their centers running. So while yes, it may have changed for the individual, I think it ultimately was a better change for the game because we get to continue to play it.
Yeah. I think 17s was just a look at keeping entertainment value up. So I do understand. Maybe I do agree a little bit with Don with it being sanctioned by the C5, like for the opens, like the big events. Maybe the C5 shouldn't have sanctioned 17s for those reasons. But I don't belittle a proprietor changing the 17s, especially now that it is sanctioned, in order to help their public play.
And look, at the end of the day, if they're not going to sanction it and centers are still going to put them in, we're at a point again in this game where we need centers to host. Yeah. So if you're not going to sanction it, the sanctioning isn't going to determine what a center is going to do. So at some point you have to bend a little bit so that you have places to host, because you can't strong arm them. So
they weren't before, Amanda. Maybe that's new. I know like the first couple of times that they held him at a 17-inch center, it wasn't stipulated, so that's probably a new thing. But yeah, you're right. If there's 17 records and 18-inch records, doesn't really change much then.
String lengths aren't really a thing, honestly, Richie. With maintenance, it's all just determined on like your tensions, and all of them are kind of done the same anyway. So as long as they're doing the tensions, the string lengths aren't going to really change. And if they're wrong, you'll see them all be messed up anyways.
But when you get certified, you do have to check that.
Yes, 100%, and that's basically just where the machine is sitting in its cycle. So there's adjustments in the machine to do that. But as long as the maintenance is done properly, then the string lengths won't really change.
Mm-hmm.
But there are things you can do to shift that. I saw that.
I like that.
just gonna ignore him.
No, I don't.
Go ahead, Tim. You have the floor.
No, I just for anybody out there that felt bad for him, this is the reason why. He picks his fights. I can't help him. Lost puppy.
Oh, man. I love it. Okay, well, we're going to call it here. We have 5PL this weekend. The Crushers are back in action, so
good luck,
tune
guys.
in and watch that. Yes.
I'm sorry I'm not there. I'm sad about it. Too many commitments at once. But
Gary and I thank you.
No, you guys are gonna do great.
Yeah.
We hope so. Obviously, Dex won't be there, but we'll see him at the next one. And next podcast is the ladies podcast. So tune in next Wednesday for theirs, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Right.